The Amazon awoke with the dawn. Mists clung to the canopy, veiling the endless green in a cloak of silver light. Macaws screamed across the treetops, scarlet and blue wings flashing as the sun pierced the jungle with golden shards. Beneath that great cathedral of life, the river moved, wide, slow, and unrelenting, carrying with it the memory of ages. In those waters, unseen yet ever present, drifted Syran. His scales gleamed dark olive beneath the surface, mottled with black rosettes that blended perfectly with the shadows of reeds and sun-dappled roots. Muscles coiled and uncoiled with every subtle motion, a body built for patience and power. To see him gliding just beneath the surface was to glimpse a living current, an echo of something ancient and eternal. Syran was no hunter of speed. His was the dominion of silence. He did not chase. He waited. He did not roar. He whispered through stillness. The river taught him long ago that endurance was strength, that patience carved survival into bone and muscle. This morning, as dawn rippled across the water, Syran slid closer to a narrow channel where capybaras grazed. The giant rodents, fur still damp from the night, nibbled reeds at the bank, ears twitching at every cry from above. They did not notice the shadow that lingered in the water, the gaze that never blinked. Syran waited. Minutes stretched into an hour, the sun rising higher, the capybaras growing comfortable. A young one strayed too close to the water's edge, pawing at floating plants. Syran's body tightened beneath the surface, coils preparing, heart steady. Then a strike of pure precision. The river erupted. Water splashed as Syran surged upward, jaws clamping around the prey. The capybaras squealed, the herd scattering in a frenzy, but it was too late. Syran's coils closed like iron bands, constricting with patient inevitability. Struggles weakened, slowed, and then ceased. Silence returned, broken only by dripping leaves and the steady rush of the current. Syran consumed slowly, his jaw unhinging, body expanding to accept the meal. He slid back into the water sated, the herd gone, the channel once again his domain. For Syran, this was survival. And survival was everything. Seasons shifted, as they always did. The dry season gripped the Amazon. Water levels fell, revealing cracked mudflats where once there had been wide lagoons. Fish crowded into shrinking pools, easy prey for herons and caimans. Syran felt the change as hunger gnawed sooner, as prey grew scarcer. He slithered across damp banks, scales dragging furrows through mud, body glistening beneath the fierce sun. On one such trek, danger came from above. A jaguar padded along the edge of the river, golden eyes fixed on movement. Syran froze, body half submerged, muscles coiled tight. The jaguar crouched, whiskers twitching, tail flicking with lethal calculation. Then it lunged, claws slashing, jaws snapping. But Syran was already in motion. He twisted, body surging into the water. The jaguar struck, paws raking his scales, but missed the neck. Syran slid deeper, vanishing into murky depths where no cat dared follow. From the shadows, he watched the jaguar pace, tail lashing, frustrated but unwilling to risk the plunge. Survival again belonged to silence. Rains returned. Thunderstorms swept across the canopy, lightning splitting the sky, rain pounding like drums. The rivers swelled, drowning forests, turning trees into islands. Fish shoals surged with new life, and with them came prey in abundance. Syran thrived in the flood, gliding through submerged branches, ambushing birds that perched unwisely low, taking caimans by surprise when the balance of power shifted. Yet, even in abundance, dangers grew. Humans entered the swamp with their boats and nets. Their engines roared, strange and loud, unlike any sound the forest had known before. Syran watched from beneath floating lilies as men pulled fish into buckets, their laughter ringing hollow through the rain. He had seen their kind before, creatures of fire and noise, who scarred the forest with their tools. One day, they saw him. A cry rang out as Syran's massive form broke the surface, his body longer than their boat. Fear rippled through them. Some shouted, others reached for poles. Syran slipped back beneath the water before they could act, currents carrying him to safety. The river was his shield, as it had always been. But he knew now that a new predator shared his world. Clever, restless, unpredictable. Years passed, as seasons cycled in endless rhythm. Syran grew immense, a sovereign of the river, feared by prey, respected by rivals. Scars lined his body from battles with caimans and brushes with jaguars. His coils thickened, His movements slowed with age, but his mastery of stillness only deepened. He was patience incarnate, endurance made flesh. One evening, as dusk bled across the sky, Syran coiled upon a half-submerged log in the flooded forest. The calls of howler monkeys echoed distantly. Herons settled in trees. Frogs sang in chorus. The Amazon pulsed with life, and Syran lay at its heart, vast and eternal, his head lifted, tongue tasting the air. Rain would come again soon. The river would rise, fall, and rise again. Generations of capybaras, caimans, and even humans would come and go. But Syran would remain, gliding silently through the waters, a sovereign unseen, a legend written not in words, but in ripples and shadows. And as the stars emerged, mirrored in the dark glass of the river, Syran slid beneath the surface once more. The waters closed above him, erasing all trace of his passing. The Amazon endured, and so did Syran.